Okay, folks, I just wanted to add to my midnight, and we can kind of edit this in there. I had in my mind that I wanted piano and organ on there. I wanted one on one track, one on the other. So I didn't know a keyboard player or an organ player, but Joe Veers did, and he brought Kevin Ashby in. I almost forgot all this. So anyways, Kevin Ashby came in. He did the piano on one channel and the organ on the other channel. So that was kind of hard, if you're doing something to change your whole mindset up and do something else. So he did a phenomenal job. I think you can mainly hear, we might just have the piano just on the bridge part. So, but still, it's a cool effect. Some people say it's like Old Faces, maybe some old Rolling Stones kind of feel to it, which is cool. The funny thing is Rolling Stones is not one of my all-time favorites. It's definitely one of the bands I really like, and I have a lot of their material. But it's something. The Stones is not like a major influence. Let's say like maybe Kiss, AC/DC, groups like that, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. Those are probably some of my major influences. Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So, anyways, then Marty actually played the solo. In fact, real quick, what I did, I actually was going to play the solo, and I had the solo written out, but Joe didn't really think it fit for the song. So that was one of the few times that I got frustrated in the studio and just kind of said, I can't do anything else with this song. So I kind of calmed down, and we went and we did some mixing and stuff like that. So we got through the session, but I was a little frustrated. And even that was the first song I tried to record with Jack Campitelli at his studio. I tried to do the rhythm track, and I got frustrated over there. First time I was in the studio, I was sweating. The guitar was, not staying in tune. So that was kind of a big song that was like a make or break. It was actually the first song and the only song I tried to sing on. And this is kind of funny. I got to add this. Again, the original idea was for me to sing on all the songs to try to pull it off. So this is the first song I tried to attempt. I said, hey, this is probably a pretty easy song. So I went there. I wasn't really nervous. I sung in front of like 3 people. My producer, and there's like 2 or 3 other people there listening. So I wasn't really nervous. So we came in to do some editing, and I thought, hey, if I sing it, they can make me sound good and fix this and that and everything. So on the computer screen, Jack had it where you had the vocal track, which was like a yellow line. Then you had the pitch was a red line, and then you had like a longer line that if he had to fix it, he'd have to adjust it up. So he did all this adjusting. It took him like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And he had his computer screen. I said, dude, what's that computer screen for? He goes, those are your vocal edits I had to do. I said, you had to do that many edits? He goes, yeah. Singing's not easy. I said, dude, that looks like a plate of spaghetti. I mean, there was like, noodles and meatballs all over the place. I was like, dude, that's freaking... And then he played it back to me. I said, you can't fix that anymore. He goes, dude, you got to be able to sing it first. I can edit a little bit here, but, I can't edit. And he was honest with me. He goes, I'll be honest with you, Robert. These are really good songs. You might want to consider getting a singer in. Again, that was a humbling experience for me. I didn't really want to do that. But after seeing the plate of spaghetti on the wall, on the computer screen there, and knowing how hard it was to even sing that, I said, dude, maybe singing ain't for me. So I agreed with him, and so the search was on to find a singer. But Marty Hayes actually played the original solo on there and did a kick-ass solo. But I always heard slide on there, so I wanted to have a slide on there solo-wise. So Steve Theotto came in and played slide on that song and did a phenomenal job. So Renee Holmes, again, I wanted her to sing on that. She liked that, so she sang that. Mikey has some funky bass on there. I played the guitars, and I think Joe does shakers and tambourine on there, I believe. But the funny part was, and I almost forgot to mention this, I was going to mention it on the next track, but I believe Sammy Hoff did that in one take. And when we listen back to it, you'll hear him even now. He does one take, there's a moment of silence, he's like, cut that! And that's Sammy Hoff. I believe what had happened was, he did one take, he let it ring out, then he knew that was enough to get it, and he said, cut that, which means that was it for that song, that was done. That was a take, that was a wrap. And when we was listening back, Jack was going to edit it out. He goes, oh, I'll take that out. I said, no, dude, leave that in. That is so funny. So every time we'd listen to that song, we'd listen to it all the way through, and we'd hear that. Cut that. And we would just laugh. It was just so funny. So when Joe got it, we had to have the file sent up from Jack to Joe. Joe got it, and he heard that. He said, I'll edit that out. I said, no, leave that in, dude. I think we're going to leave that in. That was just freaking funny. It's kind of like, John Bonham, when he was saying there's 4 already and now we're steady, and then they went 1, 2, 3, 4. For me, it's kind of that effect. You have somebody that did a perfect performance. They know it was perfect. They waited until, it was the end of what, all the ring outs needed to be to make the song. He's like, cut that. And he said that. So every time with Joe, we would listen and we would just laugh because that was so funny, because I told him the story behind it. And Sammy's funny anyhow, so I said, we got to leave that in there. That's freaking killer. So when it come to time to do mastering and edited, again, Joe had this idea. Folks, I'm an idea guy. I love ideas. If it's from me, whoever, let's try them. The best ideas work. So she goes, hey, let's do this. We'll do Sammy, cut that. Then right at that point, we'll start Sparkplug Love. So when people hear it, it'd be like, cut that, then we're going to the next track. And when I hear it, I still laugh because it was funny that Sammy did it, but it was an awesome idea that Joe did to edit it that close. So it's cut that, boom, it goes to Sparkplug Love. Folks, that's the probably be a 2-parter. I'll probably have to edit it down in 2 parts for My Midnight. But that's the story behind My Midnight.